The insect god. Oh, what has become of Millicent Frastley? Is there any hope she is still alive? Why haven't they found her? It's rather ghastly to think that the child was not yet 5. The dear little thing was last seen playing alone by herself at the edge of the park. There was no one nearby to keep her from straying off in the shadows and oncoming dark. Before she could do so, a silent and glittering black motor pulled up where she sat nibbling grass. From inside came a nearly inaudible twittering. A tiny green face peered out through the glass. She was ready to flee, but the figure beckoned. An arm with 2 elbows held out a tin of cinnamon balls. She paused. A second reached out as she took one and lifted her in. The nurse was discovered collapsed in some shrubbery, but her reappearance was not much use. Her eyes were askew, her extremities rubbery. Her clothing was stained with a brownish juice. When questioned, with hopes of her answers revealing what had happened, she merely repeatedly said, "I hear them crawling about on the ceiling." She had gone irretrievably out of her head. Oh, feelings of horror, resentment, and pity for things which so seldom turn out for the best. The car, unobserved, sped away from the city as the last of the light died out in the west. The Frastleys felt sick with anticipation, and a heavy tea only served to increase, in spite of the fact that it was not genteel to mention the loss of their child. They called the police. Through unvisited hamlets, the car went sleeping, with headlamps unlit and the curtains drawn. Those natives who happened not to be sleeping heard it pass and lay awake until dawn. The police, with their flashlights and notebooks, descended on the haunts of the underworld, searching for clues. In spite of their praiseworthy efforts, they ended with nothing at all in the way of news. The car, after hours and hours of travel, came to a gate in an endless wall. It rolled up the drive and stopped on the gravel at the foot of a vast and crumbling hall. As evening wore on, hope started to languish and soon was replaced with all manner of fears. The family twisted their fingers in anguish and got them all damp with the flow of their tears. They removed the child to the ballroom, whose hangings and mirrors were streaked with a luminous slime. They leapt through the air with buzzings and twangings to work themselves up to a ritual crime. They stunned her and stripped off her garments. And lastly, they stuffed her inside a kind of pod. And thus it was that Millicent Frastley was sacrificed to the insect god.
I love my friends. We had like a total garage rock out teenage party next door, and then we have pros.